Right now, as you're watching this, a silent war is being fought for the survival of our planet. It's not happening on a battlefield, but in the data streams of our most powerful telescopes. And the soldiers on the front are not human, they are AI. This is the story of how we are teaching machines to become Earth's cosmic shield. In the vast, silent theater of space, a cosmic drama unfolds. Trillions of rocky wanderers, remnants from the birth of our solar system, are on a collision course with destiny. Some are the size of a pebble, others a city, and some have Earth in their sights. For millennia, we were passive observers, helpless against the whims of the cosmos, and impactful at any moment. We write the story of life on this planet. But now, for the first time in history, we are fighting back, and our greatest weapon is not a missile or a laser, it's intelligence, artificial intelligence. This is the front line of planetary defense. At NASA and in labs of innovative private companies, a quiet revolution is underway. Scientists and engineers are teaching machines to be our celestial sentinels. We are no longer just scanning the skies, we are teaching the skies to watch themselves. The challenge is immense. Every night, telescope captures a torrent of data, a digital haystack with potentially deadly needles hidden within. Human eyes alone could never keep up. This is where AI shines. Sophisticated algorithms.
The electrical module is separated into two parts, the definition part and the electrical structure, which just provides additional possibilities for representing the results. First, we have to build up a device hierarchy. This consists of a logical part. As you can see here, we have a central inverter hierarchy with a combiner box between the inverter and the strings. Any part of this logical hierarchy is a collection which can have one or several devices from the database being connected. A special point in this device hierarchy is the string, because we have to build up a complete string definition here. We can do that in this dialog. Here we can name the string definition, and we have several options for creating it. In the first part, we can set up the array or module configuration, like the number of modules which are wired at the same time. We can set up some options for the string itself, like its length, and we can connect it to an inverter or a combiner box, depending on the logical structure we created. As you can see, the string definition selected consists of two racks, and the modules are connected by two wires. The string definition is always the last point we have to do in the electrical hierarchy, and after that we can go to the device areas. Device areas are zones in the drawing which are marked by polylines where we can put the electrical devices. After registering these areas, we can select them, and as you can see, we see the elements of the device hierarchy, and we can select the devices which are part of this device area. Later there will be additional function for limiting the number of devices which can be in this area. One important thing about device areas is that we need at least one device area which includes the grid. Any device area which doesn't include the grid directly has to be connected to this device area by the cable trench. Building up cable trenches is our next point, which we can see here. The trenches are polylines which have to be connected to at least one device area. When the connection hierarchy is complete, so the cable trench starts like here, and it's connected to a device area up to the grid, the flow of current is displayed at each end of the trench. These signs signalize that the hierarchy is completed up to that point. We can now go back to the lists and create layout zones. There can be different layout zones for any field. The layout zones split the field into several regions which are created depending on the connection possibility to the cable trench. For that we have to create a general setup for the complete field. We have to select the device hierarchy, a string definition, and we have to add any cable trench which might be used in this field and the device areas which are part of the hierarchy this field belongs to. Now we tell Helios to create selection sets. In this example we have two selection sets. The lower one, colored yellow, is connected to the southern cable trench, and the upper one is green and connected to the northern cable trench. If we open the tree here, we have several entries. One for all three tables, one for all tables, and one for each selection set. Down here we can create a placement for any of these selection sets. The placement means the wiring beginning at the modules up to the grid connection. Our first selection set, colored in yellow, we start wiring at the left side and at the lower end of the module. We place our combiners at the trench, and we just want to connect to the southern cable trench. Now we say place, and we can see that the symbols for the strings are placed above the markings for our selection set. Here we can see the results of the placement. The strings are displayed in different colors in the upper triangles, always running over through racks. The combiner boxes placed at the end of the rows, always close to the cable trench. An inverter and transformer in the first device area, and the grid connection in the second area. The string wiring is on an extra layer, and we can switch it on here so we can see the string connection, so we can see the wiring inside the string here. Now we can do that again for the second selection set. Here we start at the upper corner. We go to the cable trench again, and we just select the northern cable trench. The results are similar. One thing we have to mention is that the last table in each row is not placed at the moment. That's because we have a 2-rack string definition, and a single table cannot be placed with this. For that we would have to add another string definition and to change our selection sets. We will go into these details in our training tutorials. For better overview we can change the displaying. So now we have a little more detail of the table, and we can have a look at the concrete wirings. For that we have different structures. Here still on our definition tab we have these two possibilities of displaying the cables in detail. For example, we can go to this collection and we can display all soil to trench connections. We can see now here the soil to trench connections go from the post of the table to the cable trench. Another connection would be table to the soil, which goes from the upper corner to the post and down to the soil. Of course we can display the complete wiring which would mean if we go it from the end to the beginning, so we go from the grid to the device area, from the device area to the trenches, and from the trenches to the post, into the combiner box, back from the combiner box to the post, to the end of the table, and here the string connects all tables and strings, and inside the single strings we go to the table and we have the single module wirings. Another possibility for looking at the results would be switching these off and going to the electrical structure tab. Here again we can switch on and off some layers, but this time it's connected to special devices. For example, we can double click this inverter, so Helios automatically zooms in and we can see the inverter here, and we can switch on the layers for the complete cabling for this inverter. That means this inverter is connected to both cable trenches. Any string on the lower selection set is connected to this inverter, and the last 3 rows of the upper selection set are connected too. All strings of the other 2 rows are connected to the second inverter. So, I hope I have given you a general overview about the functionality of the electrical part, how to build up an electrical layout, and about the possibilities of analyzing the result, displaying it in different steps. If you are interested in the details, please go on with the training tutorials and have fun with the electrical planning.
Amid the beautiful desolation of the Chilean Andes, the Vera Rubin Observatory is being built to perform humanity's most ambitious survey yet of the night sky. Starting in 2025, Rubin will precisely measure billions of stars and galaxies, and protect our planet by discovering thousands of near-Earth asteroids smaller telescopes can't detect. To scan the widest possible areas of sky, Rubin asteroid discovery relies on a new algorithm called HelioLink 3D, which can combine data from multiple nights and find new asteroids with just 2 images per night, where current surveys need 4. It took a long time. Existing software is very efficient and doesn't miss much. But the discovery of 2022 SF289, the very first NEO ever discovered using HelioLink 3D, is the proof that new software can help the ongoing surveys discover even more. In the ongoing global effort to defend our planetary home, the discovery of 2022 SF289 should make us all feel safer.
In 2024, an AI system flagged a previous unknown asteroid. Its orbit predicted to come uncomfortably close to Earth. It was a ghost in the data, a threat that went unnoticed by traditional methods.
Asteroid 2024 YR4 is making headlines in the world of planetary defense, and today we're breaking down what you need to know. Discovered by Chile's El Sos Observatory, this near-Earth object, roughly 40 to 90 meters wide, has captured the attention of scientists worldwide due to its potential to cause significant damage if it ever enters Earth's atmosphere. While the current impact probability is low, around 1.6% for an impact in 2032, the energy released from an airburst would be equivalent to 8 megatons of TNT, over 500 times the Hiroshima bomb. Scientists monitored 2024 YR4 using a powerful global network of telescopes and radar systems, which not only track its orbit, but also help improve our risk predictions. This robust monitoring system is crucial because even the smallest threat demands attention when it comes to planetary defense.
This was a wake-up call. The era of AI in asteroid hunting had truly begun. But finding the threat is only half the battle. Could we actually do something about it? Well, on September 26, 2022, humanity decided to find out. The DART mission was a daring cosmic experiment, a real-life planetary defense test. In the final hour of its 10-month journey, DART was on its own, too far for real-time movement control. The spacecraft's fate rested in the hands of an AI pilot called SmartNav, small body maneuvering autonomous real-time navigation. This AI had one job: to distinguish the target moonlit Dimorphos from the target asteroid it orbited and guide DART to its precise impact point.
Earth is surrounded by asteroids. Most of them are no threat to us, but some are potentially hazardous. In 2021, NASA and the Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory launched the Double Asteroid Redirection Test with the goal of smashing a spacecraft into an asteroid to change its orbit.
The purpose of DART is to demonstrate that we can protect the Earth from impacts from natural objects.
Imagine we discover an asteroid that is coming towards Earth.
Even giving it a small nudge, years in advance, will allow it to change its course sufficiently that it misses Earth.
DART would spend 10 months traveling to its final destination, the moonlit asteroid Dimorphos, using autonomous SmartNav technology.
And at about 2.5 minutes out, we cease all maneuvering and we coast until we hit the asteroid.
2 weeks ago, NASA made history once again. Now the team has confirmed that the spacecraft's impact altered Dimorphos orbit around Didymos by 32 minutes.
For the first time ever, humanity has changed the orbit of a planetary body.
The tail is spectacular, this amount of ejecta that you're seeing, and it's continually evolving. The observations are going on in order to fully track and watch that evolution.
It really is just the beginning of the analysis of this tremendously rich data set.
And it's very exciting to be in this position to be doing this now.
The impact was a resounding success. A tiny nudge in the vastness of space, but a monument for humanity's ability to protect itself. We were no longer just inhabitants of Earth, we will become its guardians.
SmartNav moves the spacecraft from side to side. The guidance and control pod makes sure that the spacecraft is pointed in the right direction. So, you taking a picture with a camera, and you're not pointed in the right direction, you don't see anything. If you don't see anything, SmartNav's not going to be able to do it. There really is this focus on we need to be able to collect data at the very end, and one of the things that interferes with the collection of data is when we do maneuvers. When we maneuver, we shake things, and we can get blurry images. Now, from the standpoint of SmartNav, a slightly blurry image is fine, we can still find the center of it. But from the standpoint of trying to track on the asteroid individual craters to help tell the scientists precisely where we hit, that's not going to work. So there's this restriction that about 2 minutes out, we have to stop maneuvering. And we're moving at 6 kilometers a second. So if you actually look at that on the map, it's as if we were over the Indy 500 when we stop maneuvering. And then we simply have to coast all the way to Baltimore. And we have to land inside Camden Yards. To be successful, we have to show that we actually changed the orbit of the secondary asteroid around the primary.
NASA isn't in this fight alone. A new generation of private space companies is bringing the agility and innovation of the tech industry to the final frontier. They are developing cutting-edge AI for everything from satellite servicing and, you guessed it, planetary defense. As someone said, we see planetary defense not just as a corporate responsibility, but as a human imperative. Our AI platforms can analyze satellite images, track space debris, and even model the potential fragmentation of an asteroid after a deflection attempt. We are building the software that will make planetary defense a robust, global, and collaborative effort. The defense of Earth is becoming a team sport, and AI is our star player. The future of planetary defense is a world where a global network of AI-powered sensors constantly scan the solar system, where autonomous spacecraft pre-positioned in space can be deployed at a moment's notice to intercept a threat. Not only finds the asteroids, but also tells us the best way to deal with them, whether it's a gentle nudge or a more forceful push. The cosmic shooting gallery will always be a reality, but now we have a shield, not of steel, but of silicon and coal. An intelligent shield that is constantly learning, adapting, and watching over us. The age of AI is not just about smartphones and self-driving cars, it's about securing our very existence in the universe. If you enjoyed this fascinating story, don't forget to hit the like button. Drop a comment below to let us know what other topics in AI, tech or finance you would like us to cover next. And of course, make sure to subscribe. It really motivates us to bring you more content like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.